Imagine a world where a charming businessman was not what he seemed, where beneath the veneer of respectability lurked a monster. Welcome to the world of H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes, born as Herman Webster Mudgett, emerged from an ordinary background, one that would give no hint to the darkness that lay within. He was born in 1861, a child of New Hampshire. His parents, devout Methodists, raised him in a household where discipline and religious observance were paramount. From an early age, Holmes displayed a keen intellect, excelling in his studies, particularly in medicine. This fascination with medicine was not purely academic though. There were whispers, tales of a young Holmes being overzealously interested in surgery, not on the living but on the dead. Animals in the neighborhood would inexplicably vanish, only to be discovered later in various states of dissection. These morbid interests followed Holmes into adulthood. At the University of Michigan's Department of Medicine and Surgery, Holmes's academic brilliance shone, but so too did his macabre fascinations. Rumors circulated of missing cadavers, and whispers of grave robbing echoed through the hallowed halls. Yet despite these grim rumors, Holmes was nothing but a model student in the eyes of the faculty. He was charming, intelligent, and undeniably persuasive. He graduated with high honors, ready to make his mark on the world. But the world was not ready for Holmes. Beneath his polished exterior, his fascination with death and dissection had not waned. Instead, they had grown, evolved into something far more sinister. The man who emerged from university was not just a promising doctor, but a burgeoning predator, his eyes set on a prey not yet known. Little did the world know that this seemingly ordinary man would become one of America's first and most notorious serial killers. H.H. Holmes, a name that would become synonymous with horror, built a macabre playground in the heart of Chicago. This man, whose real name was Herman Webster Mudgett, was a con artist, a bigamist, and ultimately, a ruthless murderer. But his most infamous achievement was the construction of a building that would come to be known as the Murder Castle. In the late 1800s, Chicago was a bustling city, alive with the promise of the industrial era. The World's Fair of 1893 was on the horizon, drawing people from all corners of the globe. And Holmes, ever the opportunist, saw this as the perfect chance to build his dreadful masterpiece. On a busy corner of Englewood, the construction of the three-story building began. It was a peculiar edifice, a hotel with a labyrinthine layout, filled with oddities that would baffle even the most keen-eyed observer. Holmes took meticulous care in its design, ensuring that only he could navigate its intricate twists and turns. The hotel was equipped with secret passages, hidden compartments, and soundproof rooms with walls lined with asbestos to muffle any screams. There were trapdoors that led to chutes, dropping straight down to the basement. And what a basement it was! It was a nightmarish space, equipped for the most gruesome of activities. There were vats of acid, a crematory, and even a dissecting table. Holmes employed various contractors during the construction, frequently dismissing them, ensuring that no one but him knew the true layout of the building. This chilling labyrinth, designed for murder, remained undetectable to the unsuspecting eye. In the midst of the World's Fair's excitement, visitors flocked to the hotel, unaware of the horrifying fate that awaited some of them. This was Holmes's playground, where he enacted his sickening fantasies, turning the joy of the World's Fair into a macabre spectacle of his own. Holmes had created a chilling labyrinth of death, undetectable to the unsuspecting eye. His reign of terror had begun, and the Murder Castle would become a haunting emblem of his heinous deeds. In the shadow of the World's Fair, Holmes began his horrific spree. As the glitz and glamour of the World's Fair drew in countless dreamers, a nightmare was unfolding within the walls of Holmes's Murder Castle. The castle was a labyrinth of death, designed by the master of manipulation himself. Hidden rooms, soundproof chambers, and secret passages became the final resting places for many of his unsuspecting victims. Holmes's monstrous deeds were as calculated as they were cruel. In the heart of this macabre structure, Holmes committed a series of chilling murders. His victims were often young, naive women lured by the promise of employment or a safe place to stay during the World's Fair. They were drawn into Holmes's web of deceit, completely unaware of the horrifying fate that awaited them. Holmes's methods of murder were as varied as they were gruesome. Some victims were suffocated in airtight rooms, others poisoned, while some fell prey to his infamous vault, a soundproof airtight chamber where they were left to suffocate. The sheer brutality of these acts strikes a chilling chord, even in the annals of true crime. But the horror did not end with the act of murder itself. Holmes demonstrated a further layer of depravity with the disposal of his victims. The bodies were sent down a chute to the basement, where they were stripped of flesh and transformed into skeletal models. These were then sold to medical schools, an act that added a grim layer of profitable enterprise to his sadistic endeavors. Holmes's manipulation was not confined to his victims alone. He managed to keep his deadly deeds hidden from the eyes of the city. He used his charm and cunning to deflect any suspicion, maintaining the facade of a respectable businessman. In the midst of the city's hustle, Holmes carried out his deadly deeds undetected. The echoes of his heinous crimes continue to reverberate, painting a horrifying portrait of one of America's earliest known serial killers. But even the darkest secrets cannot hide forever. As the shadows of H.H. Holmes's malevolent past began to creep into the light, a series of events would soon lead to his downfall. In the heart of Chicago, where Holmes had perpetrated his heinous acts, his world started to unravel when he made a fatal mistake. He attempted insurance fraud, which sparked an investigation that would soon expose his unimaginable crimes. The insurance company, suspicious of the claim, hired a private investigator named Frank Geyer, who doggedly pursued the truth. Geyer tracked Holmes across the United States, tracing his steps, unraveling his intricate web of deceit. This relentless investigation led him back to Chicago, to the murder castle. What he discovered in that labyrinthine building was a chilling tableau of horror. Secret chambers, soundproof rooms, and a labyrinth of passageways designed for the sole purpose of murder. As the grim reality of Holmes's atrocities became public, the law finally caught up with him. In October of 1895, Holmes was put on trial for his life. The courtroom was packed, the public both repulsed and fascinated by the tales of the Beast of Chicago. His charm and wit, which had previously won him favor, now made the courtroom shudder. In a shocking twist, Holmes confessed to 27 murders. He spoke of his deeds with an eerie calm, as if discussing the weather. Yet, despite his chilling confession, only 9 of these murders could be definitively linked to him. The true number of his victims may never be known. In the end, the jury took only 1 hour to find him guilty. The man once admired for his charisma and intelligence was sentenced to hang, his reign of terror finally quashed by the weight of his own misdeeds. Holmes' reign of terror had finally come to an end. H.H. Holmes left a chilling legacy that continues to haunt us today. Indeed, the dark tale of this notorious killer has left an indelible mark on American history. His reign of terror, carried out in the shadows of his infamous murder castle, has inspired both dread and fascination. This fascination is especially evident among true crime enthusiasts, who continue to delve into the depths of Holmes's heinous deeds, fueled by a desire to understand the twisted mind that orchestrated such atrocities. Holmes's legacy, however, extends beyond the realm of true crime. His gruesome tale has permeated the world of horror fiction, influencing countless authors and filmmakers. The image of his murder castle, a labyrinth filled with trapdoors, secret passages and gas chambers, has become a trope in the genre, symbolizing the ultimate house of horrors. Yet it's the enduring mystery surrounding Holmes that adds an extra layer of intrigue to his wicked legacy. The true extent of his crimes remains shrouded in uncertainty, with estimates of his victims ranging from a confirmed 9 to a speculated 200. This ambiguity only serves to heighten the chilling allure of his story, prompting endless debates and theories among those fascinated by his life and crimes. Holmes's story also serves as a stark reminder of the potential darkness that can lurk beneath a facade of charm and respectability. A seemingly successful businessman and charismatic figure, Holmes was able to deceive those around him, concealing his monstrous deeds behind a veneer of normality. This chilling aspect of his persona has led to a greater awareness and understanding of the deceptive nature of psychopathy, influencing how we perceive and understand such individuals in society today. H.H. Holmes, a man whose monstrous deeds cast a long dark shadow on American history. His chilling legacy continues to captivate, horrify and remind us of the darkness that can exist within the human psyche.